Is it radical for me to say that I don't want to have an open border? Is it radical to say we don't want unconstrained amount of debt? Is it radical to say we don't want to be engaged in forever wars? Is it radical to say that we don't want our tax money to go to sinister crony capitalist plots to kill people all around the world in the name of America? Is that radical? Cuck Joe, you cuck motherfucker. Step up to the fucking mic. Step up to the fucking mic and tell me how in good conscience you could say that it's radical for an American citizen, whether they be black, white, green, yellow, Muslim, Christian, Jew, Buddhist, whatever the case may be, tell me how you can in good conscience say that it's radical not to want our tax money to go to military conflicts that kill people, innocent people, in the name of Americans. How do you arrive there? How do you do it with a straight face? How do people watch you do it with a straight face and still tune in? It's red alert time. I'm sick of it. At 32-year-old, hey, I think it's red alert. You don't have to fucking agree. That's the beauty about this country. You could think everything's fine and dandy. Sure. Sure. In a couple of weeks here, we'll be gearing up for the Super Bowl. And all you people can fly to whatever fucking city the Super Bowl's in. And you can go to the Super Bowl parties. And a bunch of you black Hollywood bourgeois Negroes will be running back and forth to the Super Bowl parties, getting dressed up and drunk and high and fucking each other. And thinking it's one big, merry fucking time. Great. As the country goes up in flames, great. We'll see how many fucking Super Bowls there are when the martial law hits. We'll see how many Super Bowls there are the next time a pandemic breaks out. We'll see how many Super Bowls there are when nuclear war is on. Then we'll see how many Super Bowls there are, Jason Whitlock. Let's see how many football games they play. Let's see how important the latest fucking gossip is about Stephen A. Smith or any one of these other fucking bourgeois Hollywood sellouts. Let's see how important that shit is when they're rounding you up and sending you to FEMA camps. That's a conspiracy. The FEMA camps aren't for Americans. Are you people dumb? Are you people dumb? And the unfortunate answer is a lot of you are dumb. Well, let me help you. Let me speak in dumb fucking terms. They are going to strip every right you have as soon as they can take every dollar there is left to take. This is a systematic theft. This is a systematic burglary. This is a systematic piracy. To go back to the earliest days of the podcast when we told you all that the Crown's globalist business model is drugs, slavery, piracy. The drugs and the slavery, they merge together through social media. You're already a slave to the best drug known to man. Dopamine. You don't got to boot it. You don't got to shoot it. You don't got to heat it up. You don't got to cook it. You don't got to mix it. You don't got to break it down. You don't have to do any of that. It's already in the human psychology. It's already in the mind. It already exists in your head. Dopamine, serotonin. We got you. We merged slavery and drugs together. Called it viral. Everything's going viral. The piracy is the part that you're not getting. The piracy is the part that's happening right under your fucking nose. It's not even under your nose. It's right up in your face. Give us your fucking money. We're going to take your tax money and we're going to send $178 billion fucking dollars to the Ukraine. Mark Levin, you cuck motherfucker. And I'm supposed to give you a fucking pass because you're a mealy-mouthed, educated, collegiate asshole who knows the Constitution backwards and forwards. Well, talk to us about unconstitutional taxes. Tell us, Mark Levin, how on earth you could possibly promote a forever war with our greatest national enemy from a military standpoint, from a nuclear standpoint, how you could promote a forever war and limit the government. You know, and all the other neocons know who lie through their fucking teeth, that war and the expansion of the military industrial complex only increases the size of the government. You all know it. The same way the social programs, Marxist Democrats know that the system they say is guilty, the government they say is racist, only gets expanded every time you add new social programs. Both of you know it. Uniparty. The neocons, they get the military. The neoliberals, they take the medical racket. $2 trillion a year. $2 trillion for Medicare and Medicaid, $2 trillion for the defense contracts, the Department of Defense. There's your $4 trillion uniparty split. $178 billion we sent to the Ukraine. And there was this interesting stat, a couple interesting stats, like we could have ended homelessness 5 times over with the money we already sent to the Ukraine. Or we could have given every homeless veteran, or maybe it was every homeless veteran? Maybe it was every veteran. I'm not quite sure. Something in that ballpark. We could have given each one $1 million. $1 million. Maybe it's 2 million. And and again, I don't think people understand the exponential math here. 1 million, you don't understand how big $1 billion is. $1 million, you stack it up in $100 bills, is as tall as a chair, a standard table chair. $1 billion you stack up in $100 bills, it's as tall as the tallest building on earth. Think in your mind going to sit a table chair next to the tallest building on earth. That's the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. $1 trillion would reach from Earth, the surface of Earth, all the way to the space station, the United States Space Station. Exponential math. We've sent $178 billion to the Ukraine, and we got people, our own veterans that we're going to make more of through this war effort. We got our own veterans that can barely take care of themselves here. And we can't take care of them. We act like we don't have enough money. Remember, it's always your little piece of the pot. It's always your little piece of the pie, piece of the pot that's too much money. It's your little Social Security check that they need to, that's taxing the economy, the budget, the government. Not $178 billion to the Ukraine. That's just necessary. Not not $1 trillion. I told you it was going to be $1 trillion. And if we don't stop it, let Nikki Haley become the president of the United States. Hell, let any Democrat stay in office another 4 years. And I don't think you guys understand what's going on here with this narrative. Yeah, they could say that they're going to slow down the funding to the Ukraine if the war doesn't turn back in the Ukraine's favor, which it never will. They can say that's what Joe Biden can say, hey, the funding for the Ukraine is coming to a halt. The time where we could continue the funds coming to a halt. All they're going to do is black budget it. We're going to be fighting a war we're going to be fighting a proxy war with Russia through the Ukraine for decades to come, if we don't get a significant change in leadership. And they all know it. And we all know it.